Bachelor of Kinesiology Honors, Bachelor of Kinesiology, Bachelor of Kinesiology Cooperative, Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Honors Cooperative, Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative, Bachelor of Technology, Bachelor of Maritime Studies, Master of Human Kinetics and Recreation, Master of Physical Education, Master of Science Kinesiology, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Psychology. Also in the session, an Honorary Doctorate of Laws degree will be conferred upon John Derek Donald Green, the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Newfoundland and Labrador. The mace, a symbol of the authority vested in the university, is carried by David Pippy of the Office of the Registrar. Convocation will be officially open once the mace is placed on the table in front of the Chancellor as the presiding officer.
Please be seated. Well, this is the start of what I hope is a very enjoyable and memorable and happy time for all of you. We are so proud of you. You'll hear that a lot tonight. And we're going to do some formal things before we get to your formalities. And we're starting, as we always do, with the land acknowledgement. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk, and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homeland of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. I would also like to recognize the Inuit of Nunatsiavut and Nunatuhavut and the Innu of Nitassinan and their ancestors as the original people of Labrador. We strive for respectful relationships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation and honor this beautiful land together. It's my happy duty now to call on our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vian Timmins, to address convocation.
Chancellor, members of the Board of Regents, MHA Scott Reed, members of the Senate and faculty, members of the graduating class, and distinguished guests, good evening. Good evening. And congratulations. Congratulations is a word you're going to be hearing a lot tonight. Enjoy it, relish it. It is your night tonight. Welcome as well to your family and friends who are here to celebrate your success with you. Welcome, everyone. I am pleased to welcome a special guest to this evening's celebration, Justice Derek Green. Justice Green is a Newfoundland and Labrador lawyer, justice, judicial leader, and scholar. It was during nearly 30 years as a Supreme Court Justice, a Chief Justice for nearly 20 of those years, that he has made an indelible mark on the jurisprudence of Newfoundland, Labrador, and Canada. No justice from our province has created such a large and enduring body of law, nor has the Supreme Court of Canada adopted so much of their reasoning. Justice Green will soon retire, and we are so pleased tonight to confer an honorary Doctors of Laws degree that we hope fittingly caps an outstanding life's work. Graduates, it's been a quiet couple of years, so tonight I thought you might want to make some noise. You may want to cheer each other on. You might even want to have laughter and clapping. You might want to hoot and holler. And I want you to have fun. And the same to all your guests. This is a celebration. It's a time to be joyous. So make as much noise as you would like. That's what we like to hear, because things feel a little different this spring. And you know what that feeling is? It is hope. We are seeing the light at the end of the long COVID tunnel, or so I hope. In every cloud, there's a silver lining, and if we can just see it, recognize it, and begin to nurture and strengthen it, then we will have a lot to look forward to. Every year, winter gives way to spring, and we welcome tulips and daffodils, lupins and lilacs. In March, Iranians celebrate their new year. They close the door in one chapter of their lives and turn the page to the next with excitement. The Inuit of Nunavut celebrate the Tunic Time Festival, a 2-week celebration that marks the return of the sun to the snow-covered north. And May Day, the ancient festival of spring, is celebrated by cultures around the world. Why do we have all of these celebrations? It's because the hope of being able to start new and better is a universal hope. And I'd like to think Convocation is the start of something new for each and every one of you. You faced what is arguably the greatest societal upheaval of our generation. In the middle of your programs, we sent you home. And I know that many of you found that very challenging. But what did you do? You persevered. You knew how important it was to finish your degrees, to keep on moving on your educational path. This kind of adaptability and commitment is good news for the rest of us. It means you, the generation coming up behind us, the leaders of tomorrow, are ready to face whatever life throws at you, even if you think you're not. You graduates are Memorial University's greatest accomplishment, and today we honor you as graduates. But as president, I'm also proud of everything Memorial has achieved over the past year. I thought I'd just name a few for everyone that's here today. You know, I was thrilled when we announced our 6th campus in Happy Valley Goose Bay, our Labrador campus. I'm thrilled because I grew up in Labrador, and there was no way you could pursue post-secondary education when I was growing up in the community you lived. It's a leading center of research, education, policy, and outreach by and for the North. And in the fall, we will welcome our first-year nursing and engineering students to its campus. And it also helps with donut making. The campus recently hosted a research forum welcoming over 240 people to share research and celebrate Labrador's culture, including the first ever virtual Innu donut making class. I have tasted those donuts, graduates, and if you tasted them, you would never go back to Tim Hortons, let me tell you. We welcomed a record number of students to our campuses last fall, more than 19,400. One of those is Albin Jose Toms, an international student studying engineering and a born entrepreneur. His pop-up Black Cat Pizzeria is selling out its sourdough pizzas within minutes of them being posted on social media. We also had a record amount of total sponsored research income of $176 million. That's money coming into this province and money well spent. A novel study led by a Memorial University researcher has revealed that aging might not be inevitable. Now, I am very interested in that. A science researcher found that fish do not age like mammals and birds, and that's a research outcome I think we'd all like to learn more about. And finally, if you've ever questioned the value that Memorial University brings to our province, listen to this. An economic impact report released last year concluded that Memorial has an annual economic impact of $627 million. Now let me put that in perspective for you. That's almost as much as agriculture, arts and entertainment, and seafood product manufacturing combined. So remember that number, $627 million. Team Memorial is doing amazing things, and now it's time to turn our graduates into alumni as permanent members of Team Memorial. It's time to paraphrase our university motto, to launch you forth into that world. Convocations are special events in the life of a university because they celebrate and rededicate the university's primary responsibility, the success of you, our students. We celebrate not just the outcome from your journey over the past few years, but also our combined future as we welcome you to the Memorial family as alumni of this great university. And it's a future filled with hope. Don't look to see if the glass is half full or half empty. You need to figure out how to fill it. With hope and faith, you can make amazing things happen. It's kind of like magic. Now I'd like to ask those awarded a doctorate of philosophy or a doctorate of psychology to please stand. If you're unable, then raise your hand to be acknowledged. Everyone's standing. Congratulations. Colleagues, and I call you colleagues on purpose, you have reached the pinnacle of your educational career. You are soon to be doctors, very soon. Your many years of study and research, of endless days and sleepless nights have brought you to this evening. You have achieved the highest academic qualification, and you have made an original contribution towards your discipline. You have achieved your educational ambitions through a passion for research and a desire to accomplish something big. There aren't many other experiences in education that involve such a high degree of commitment and such a high degree of reward. You each had a personal reason to pursue a doctoral degree, as well as a unique expectation to get out of your educational experience. And I hope Memorial and your PhD and PsyD programs were everything you dreamed of. And if they weren't, you will look back and they will become everything you dreamed of. Congratulations, soon-to-be doctors, and thank you for choosing Memorial University as your university. Would those who have earned a master's degree please stand? Oh my goodness. You're standing there solo, but we are all looking at you with awe. Pursuing a second degree is a phenomenal task, and you have pursued new avenues of thought and gained diverse new perspectives on the world. These perspectives will serve our communities well, because in the coming years, we know that it's a lot of pressure on you, what I'm saying, right? That you will use your education and your wisdom to accomplish wonderful things and make a positive impact in the lives of others. We are all going to be watching you to see you accomplish that. You alone. No. Thank you for choosing Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador for your university. For the graduates from the School of Human Kinetics and Recreation, please stand if you are able, and if not, to be acknowledged. Graduates, your friends and family, listen well, because listen to them hoot and holler for you. We like that. During your programs, you'll learn how to be leaders in physical activity, leisure, and wellness, with the purpose of advancing knowledge and benefiting people, communities, and society. You learn the art and the science of human movement and the importance of health and wellness from a holistic perspective. And now, this is your time to be effective agents of change. Our health is the most precious commodity we have, and you are the group that will help us advance and hold on to healthy living. Thank you for building healthy communities for the future. You make a difference. Thank you for choosing Memorial University. Would the graduates of the Marine Institute please stand? Graduates, you've successfully completed your studies at an institution that is recognized nationally and internationally for programs of excellence. For more than 500 years, the ocean has been at the cultural and economic heart of our province, and I am confident you will continue to lead and grow the ocean sector and contribute to the economic vitality of Newfoundland and Labrador. Everyone is talking about the blue economy, and you are the stewards of our blue economy. Thank you for pursuing education and training that will contribute to one of the most important industries of tomorrow. Thank you so much for pursuing your study at the Marine Institute of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you. Now, graduates, I think this is a good time to thank those who have supported you throughout the years, your family and friends who are here, or maybe even watching online. They've contributed financially, emotionally, supported you in numerous ways. So I'm going to ask all of you to stand, turn and face your families, and let's show them your appreciation. Thank you, graduates. Graduates, you came to Memorial not knowing what the future would hold. You had a goal, maybe one that changed along the way, but that is what life is all about. I'll share a story that I shared at the other convocations. When I went to university, not many in my family had gone to university, and my mother put me on a bus. She fixed my collar and she said, "Don't talk to strangers." That's all she said to me. When I got to university, I met with an academic counselor, and I wanted to be a veterinarian. That was my dream. And she said to me, "What do you love to do?" And I said, "I love to read." She said, "Perfect. I'm going to enroll you in an English department." And I got a degree in English and psychology. Little did I know that that was not the path to being a veterinarian, but it was a path to having me come and be here today. So my point is, there's possibilities out there that are endless. And don't have a fixed idea about the path you want to go on. It's okay to change your mind, and sometimes it's even a good thing. Albert Einstein once said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow." The important thing is not to stop questioning. So graduates, keep curious, keep asking, and most of all, keep hoping, because we all have a lot of hope in you. Thank you for choosing Memorial University as your university.
Thank you, Dr. Timmons. We shall now proceed to the conferring of your degrees. I'm a very lucky person. I'm the only person in this room tonight who has the privilege and joy of meeting each one of you. Something that I've noticed over time is that when the graduates are coming across, I wish everybody could see their eyes up close. They shine. And your accomplishment is in those eyes. And your sense of satisfaction of having met that fabulous goal. And it feeds the soul to see it. It's hope. And we have had, I guess this is, I don't know what number convocation this is, but convocation comes from the word convocations comes from calling together. And all of us have been called together to witness and support your accomplishment and your launch. And it's such a privilege. I have said that before, but I want to just speak to you a few minutes about that moment that you have coming across the stage. It's curious. I don't know the exact measurement of this stage, but we have noticed over time that some of you seem to set a goal for getting from point A to point B in record time. And I'm going to suggest that you take your time and enjoy it. You know, I meet you all right here, and some people share with me something about their experience here, and you're so welcome to do that when I meet you. But one of the first convocations this year, this graduate came across, and she came with a sense of purpose in her gait, and she was taking a leisurely pace. She got to me, and she said, "I've been 52 years waiting for this moment, so I'm going to take my time." So I find that very often, if you're in a situation like this and it's very special to you, that if you become really aware of what's around you and just notice and choose some particular thing that's really special to you, because then you have that nugget to save for the rest of your time. All our convocations are videoed, so you can, I guess when you're grandparents, you'll still be able to show your grandchildren your convocation ceremony. Goodness only knows on what. But the possibility is there. But I'm suggesting that you find your own special moment that you archive in your soul and can take out whenever you want to. And if you savor the time of coming across here, you will remember more. I had a colleague recently who said to me, out in the parking lot, she's right here, look, this lady right here. And she said, you know, my mom used to say, you can't remember a day, but you can remember a moment. And so if you have the inclination or the possibility of doing that, I suggest you give it a go. Now, this is the summit of your academic accomplishment to this point in your life. More than just an academic accomplishment, but that. So it's a summit. And you start over there, you meet one of your faculty members right here, and then you traverse the rest of the way over to here. And there's nothing here to mark it, but there is sort of an invisible line right here where you go from your summit. This is the threshold to a whole new journey. And you won't believe this. This was this afternoon. We had this gentleman who was quite advanced in his age, certainly for getting a first degree. And didn't he come right to here, and he jumped up and over, and we all had a wonderful time with that. So anyway, that all goes to say that we are enjoying you, and we hope you enjoy you and enjoy each other this evening. So again, lucky me, I get to meet each one of you. So I just want to say a word to your family and friends. As Dr. Timmons said, you are welcome to make as much joyful noise as you wish to make. So when each graduate comes, you can acknowledge them with that. And if some special honor is mentioned, then you can go to town. And I've loved this ceiling. I think this building was built when I was 17. And these bulbs, oh my gosh, it was so exciting. So you're allowed to do as much energy into the room, but just don't break the bulbs. So we'll see you very shortly.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the undergraduate degrees approved for this session of Convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them on the hearing of their name to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Bachelor of Physical Education Honors, Jacob Thomas Walsh, winner of the University Medal for Academic Excellence in Physical Education.
Jacob Thomas Walsh is from Gander.
For the degree of Bachelor of Physical Education, Riley Edward Bennett.
Riley Edward Bennett is from Mount Pearl.
Jessica Marie Lydia Burry.
Jessica Marie Lydia Burry is from Gander.
Brianne Victoria Chafe.
Brianne Victoria Chafe is from Harbor Grace.
Jenna Nicole Connolly.
Jenna Nicole Connolly is from Goulds.
Daniel Jonathan Fu.
Daniel Jonathan Fu is from Massey Drive.
Robin Hollett.
Robin Hollett is from Conception Bay South.
Jane Carey Pope.
Jane Carey Pope is from St. John's.
Caitlin Ann Sparks.
Caitlin Ann Sparks is from Gander.
Alyssa Marie Whittle.
Alyssa Marie Whittle is from Paradise.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation. I'm sorry, one moment, please. For the degree of Bachelor of Physical Education, Stephanie Sabrina Thorderson.
Stephanie Sabrina Thorderson is from Bay Roberts.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Recreation Honors, Anne Marie Kiley.
Anne Marie Kiley is from St. John's.
For the degree of Bachelor of Recreation, Sarah Marie Blackwood.
Sarah Marie Blackwood is from Mount Pearl.
Elizabeth Olga Karskadden.
Elizabeth Olga Karskadden is from Portugal Cove, St. Philip's.
Alyssa Nicole Clark.
Alyssa Nicole Clark is from Mount Pearl.
Jessica Duke.
Jessica Duke is from Paradise.
Kendra Rebecca Ero.
Kendra Rebecca Ero is from Burgeo.
Ashley Victoria Haley.
Ashley Victoria Haley is from St. John's.
Emma Marie Jane Mason.
Emma Marie Jane Mason is from Upper Stewiacke, Nova Scotia.
Nathan Gordon Pike.
Nathan Gordon Pike is from Dunville.
Kendra Lorraine Skinner.
Kendra Lorraine Skinner is from Mount Pearl.
Charlotte Sybil Tilley.
Charlotte Sybil Tilley is from Conception Bay South.
For the degree of Bachelor of Kinesiology Honors, Christopher John Cody.
Christopher John Cody is from Flat Rock.
Dylan Kane Crichton.
Dylan Keane Crichton is from Torbay.
Ellen Elizabeth Gabriel.
Ellen Elizabeth Gabriel is from Gander.
Margaret Elizabeth Henley.
Margaret Elizabeth Henley is from St. John's.
Alexandra Clara Elizabeth Hodder, winner of the University Medal for Academic Excellence in Kinesiology.
Alexandra Clara Elizabeth Hodder is from Witless Bay.
Anna Bridget Kennedy.
Anna Bridget Kennedy is from Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Cameron Lucas Penny.
Cameron Lucas Penny is from St. John's.
Katrina Lynn Picco.
Katrina Lynn Picco is from St. John's.
Stephanie Mary Williams.
Stephanie Mary Williams is from Botwood.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Kinesiology, Noah Gregory Adams.
Noah Gregory Adams is from Clarenville.
Victoria Tanya Baggs.
Victoria Tanya Baggs is from Twillingate.
Nicholas Jason Bill.
Nicholas Jason Bill is from Mount Pearl.
Cassidy Amelia Buckle Stratton.
Cassidy Amelia Buckle Stratton is from Massey Drive.
Madison Jade Crane.
Madison Jade Crane is from Spaniards Bay.
Heidi Dana DeGruchy.
Heidi Dana DeGruchy is from Buren Bay Arm.
Jared Paul Hicks.
Jared Paul Hicks is from St. Anthony.
Kristen Sarah Lee.
Kristen Sarah Lee is from Petty Harbor, Maddox Cove.
Hannah Kathleen McCarthy.
Hannah Kathleen McCarthy is from Mount Pearl.
Mackenzie Ann Myers.
Mackenzie Ann Myers is from Holyrood.
Brady Lloyd Pinkson.
Brady Lloyd Pinkson is from Deer Lake.
Monica Dina Rogers.
Monica Dina Rogers is from Lassie.
Brittany Ann Sexton.
Brittany Ann Sexton is from St. Anthony.
Mackenzie Kristen Strobridge.
Mackenzie Kristen Strobridge is from Grand Bank.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Kinesiology, Cooperative, Alex Stephen Kane.
Alex Stephen Keane is from Gander.
and those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative Honors, Julia Nadine Craig.
Julia Nadine Craig is from Torbay.
Katie Olivia Curry.
Katie Olivia Curry is from Conception Bay South.
Tristan William Austin Dower Nichols.
Tristan William Austin Dower Nichols is from Gillams.
Elizabeth Rachel House.
Elizabeth Rachel House is from Mount Pearl.
Christina Dawn Ledrew.
Christina Dawn Ledrew is from Conception Bay South.
Emma Ronalda Kathleen McDonald.
Emma Ronalda Kathleen McDonald is from St. John's.
Share what you just shared with me.
My mom did that when she graduated.
Evan Gordon William Mackenzie.
Evan Gordon William Mackenzie is from St. John's.
Levi Patrick Moulton.
Levi Patrick Moulton is from Paradise.
Ashley Newman.
Ashley Newman is from Torbay.
Olivia Michelle Osmond.
Olivia Michelle Osmond is from St. John's.
Emily Donna Elizabeth Parsons, winner of the University Medal for Academic Excellence in Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative.
Emily Donna Elizabeth Parsons is from St. John's.
Jana Carey Sunday.
Jana Carey Sunday is from Wellington, Nova Scotia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Human Kinetics and Recreation Cooperative, Ryan Alexander Bessie.
Ryan Alexander Bessie is from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia.
Camille Stephanie Burt.
Camille Stephanie Burt is from St. John's.
Hannah Jean Burton.
Hannah Jean Burton is from Paradise.
Cheryl Jenna Butler.
Cheryl Jenna Butler is from Paradise.
Grace Allison Druken.
Grace Allison Druken is from Paradise.
Sarah Kate Dunphy.
Sarah Kate Dunphy is from Torbay.
Devon Sean Edwards.
Devon Sean Edwards is from Gander.
Shauna Ellen Foley.
Shauna Ellen Foley is from St. John's.
Emily Nicole Gatehouse.
Emily Nicole Gatehouse is from St. John's.
Mackenzie Keeley Glynn.
Mackenzie Keeley Glynn is from Paradise.
Nicholas Paul Goss.
Nicholas Paul Goss is from Paradise.
Michael Benjamin Huffman.
Michael Benjamin Huffman is from Mount Pearl.
Kaylee Eva Jones.
Kaylee Eva Jones is from Fogo Island.
Liam Dawson Kelly.
Liam Dawson Kelly is from Steadybrook.
Josh Paul Lush.
Josh Paul Lush is from Mount Pearl.
Nicholas Michael Marshall.
Nicholas Michael Marshall is from Coley's Point.
Lucas Maven Jamie Osmond.
Lucas Maven Jamie Osmond is from Paradise.
Noah Craig Pardy.
Noah Craig Pardy is from Georges Brook, Milton.
Cassidy Elise Joan Russell.
Cassidy Elise Joan Russell is from Mary's Harbor.
Emily Kathleen Shave.
Emily Kathleen Shave is from Torbay.
Samuel Michael Snellgrove.
Samuel Michael Snellgrove is from St. John's.
Maria Ellen Sullivan.
Maria Ellen Sullivan is from Witless Bay.
And those who have been approved by the Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
An additional candidate for the Bachelor of Kinesiology honors, Samantha Sarah Caroline Way.
Samantha Sarah Caroline Way is from Gander.
For the degree of Bachelor of Technology, Trevor Fowler.
Trevor Fowler is from St. John's.
Zachary Green.
Zachary Green is from Conception Bay South.
Maggie Bridget Houlihan.
Maggie Bridget Houlihan is from Witless Bay.
Caitlin Mariah Jordan.
Caitlin Mariah Jordan is from Pooch Cove.
Mackenzie Alexandra Luff.
Mackenzie Alexandra Luff is from Brown's Arm.
Danielle Murnahan.
Danielle Murnahan is from Dunna, PEI.
Maggie Mildred Pippy.
Maggie Mildred Pippy is from Port Rexton.
Joshua William Cole.
Joshua William Cole is from Conception Bay South.
Tiffany Charlotte Swain.
Tiffany Charlotte Swain is from Calvert.
And those who have been approved by Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Maritime Studies, Randy Nathan Hart.
Randy Nathan Hart is from Conception Bay South.
I just turned 40, so I'll be your elderly gentleman tonight.
And you jumped over.
Christine Elise Penny.
Christine Elise Penny is from Conception Bay South.
Samantha Kayla Strobridge.
Samantha Kayla Strobridge is from Grand Bank.
And those who have been approved by Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for the graduate degrees approved for this session of convocation. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them, on the hearing of their name, to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Master of Human Kinetics and Recreation, candidates in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Master of Physical Education, candidates in absentia.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Science and Kinesiology, Rebecca Ann Marr.
Rebecca Ann Marr is from Reedville.
And those who have been approved by Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of the University, I present to you the candidates for doctoral degrees, the highest earned degrees conferred by this university. I have certified to the Senate that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements pertaining to the degrees. I therefore request that you admit them thereto.
On the authority of the Senate, I, as Chancellor, will now admit the candidates to these degrees and confer upon them all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities which belong thereto. I call upon them, on the hearing of their name, to present themselves before me in the hood appropriate to the degree.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Nadir Farid Abu Sarah.
Nadir Farid Abu Sarah is from St. John's, biology.
Oludoyin Adeswen Adigun.
Oludoyin Adesun Adigun is from Ibadan, Nigeria.
Sarah Ahmad Kalahi.
Sarah Ahmad Kalahi is from Ramsar, Iran, process engineering.
Sharuk Al-Aidi.
Sharuk Al-Aidi is from St. John's, computer science.
Rajavan Aruntavanathan.
Rajavan Aruntavanathan is from St. John's, process engineering.
Thomas Michael Brown.
Thomas Michael Brown is from St. John's, Ocean and Naval Architectural Engineering.
Kyla Susan Bruff.
Kyla Susan Bruff is from St. John's, philosophy.
I do.
So I'd like to say this is the first PhD in philosophy ever awarded at Memorial University.
Jin Chen.
Jin Chen is from Nanchang, China, civil engineering.
Gladstone Declu.
Gladstone Declu is from Ho, Ghana, linguistics.
Riyad Omar Obasalehe Omar Aise.
Riyad Omar Abosalehe Omar Isa is from St. John's, environmental science.
Abdul Razak Hassin Elzadi.
Abdul Razak Hassin El-Zadi is from St. John's, electrical engineering.
Stephanie Marie Vicente Gallant.
Stephanie Marie Vincent Gallant is from Mount Pearl, chemistry.
Christopher George Gali.
Christopher George Galley is from Ottawa, Ontario, earth sciences, geophysics.
Mahmoud Abdel Hakim Kamel Goma.
Mahmoud Abdel Hakim Kamel Goma is from St. John's, mechanical engineering.
Amanda Jane Hancock, winner of the Governor General's Gold Medal awarded to the graduate student who achieves the highest academic standing in their graduating class.
Amanda Jane Hancock is from Torbay, management.
Azra Hassan.
Ezra Hassan is from St. John's, biology.
Xin Wang.
Xin Wang is from, Xin Wang is from Shandong, China, computer science.
Abdul Hossain.
Abdul Hossain is from Dhaka, Bangladesh, food science.
Mohammed Mojamal Hook.
Mohammed Mojamal Hook is from St. John's, oil and gas engineering.
Kiwu Jiang.
Kiwu Zhang is from Nantong, China, marine biology.
Ripon Karmakar.
Ripon Karmakar is from St. John's, civil engineering.
Gada Atiwesh. Paula Kelly.
Paula Kelly is from St. John's, nursing.
Shishi Lee.
Shishi Li is from Beijing, China, civil engineering.
Abbas Mahmoudou.
Abbas Mamadou is from St. John's, oil and gas engineering.
Matthew John Manor.
Matthew John Manor is from Woodbury, Minnesota, Earth Sciences, Geology.
Patricia Lynn McCarthy.
Patricia Lynn McCarthy is from Mount Pearl, education.
Mohammed Abdallah Odan.
Mohammed Abdallah Odan is from St. John's, oil and gas engineering.
Emma Marie Quinlan.
Emma Marie Quinlan is from Mount Pearl, medicine.
Ali Mohammed Saheb Al-Fosul.
Ali Mohammed Sahib Al-Fosul is from St. John's, computer science.
Amy Elizabeth Mary Shepherd.
Amy Elizabeth Mary Shepherd is from St. John's, sociology.
Nicole Smith.
Nicole Smith is from St. John's, marine biology.
Venkatesh Tritamara Raganathan.
Venkatesh Trithvamara Ranganathan from Palakkad, India, physics.
So from Memorial, I am going to the Radiation Oncology Department of Eastern Health and joining as a medical physicist. This is the initial career for me. Thank you.
Valerie Weber, winner of the Chancellor's Graduate Award, presented to the student of the graduating class who has shown most leadership in student affairs at the graduate level during her university years, and winner of the Fry Family Foundation Graduate Leadership Award, and winner of the Dr. Sharon Bueller Community Health and Humanities Convocation Award.
Valerie Weber is from Burt's Corner, New Brunswick, medicine.
Catherine Jean Wilson.
Catherine Jean Wilson is from Ottawa, Ontario, geography.
Jing Xia.
Jing Xia is from Yangzhou, China, ethnomusicology.
Xudong Yu, winner of the David Dunsinger Award of Excellence.
Zhudang Ye is from St. John's, civil engineering.
Final degree as well. Supervisor Dr. Bin Chen, and thank you for everyone at Memorial to help me a lot, and I love Mom. Thank you.
Meng Yu.
Meng Yu is from St. John's, sociology.
Alessandro Zambon.
Alessandro Zambon is from Gozzo, Italy, ocean and naval architectural engineering.
And those who have been approved by Senate for the degree but are absent from this convocation.
Admitted in absentia.
For the degree of Doctor of Psychology, candidate in absentia.
Admitted in absentia. We have many hidden gems here at Memorial, and one of them is Professor David Bewley, and he has been playing for us. He's peeking above there you see him. And he composes a lot of what he plays for us, and he is so loyal and faithful and such a joy to work with. Would you acknowledge him, please? We're fortunate now to have a musical performance by an alumna and a student of Memorial School of Music. Stella Hui graduated in 2020 with a master's in piano performance, and vocalist Grace Nolan is in her third year of vocal performance, studying with Dr. Caroline Schiller. They will perform Quel guardo il cavaliere, composed by Gaetano Donizetti, from his opera Don Pasquale.
Suonchiò la virtù magica d'un guardo e tempo e loco, suonchiò come si bruciano i cori all'endo fuoco. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto di menzognera lagrima d'un subito languor. Conosco i mille modi dell'amorosi frodi, i vezzi e l'arti facili per adescare un cor. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto, conosco d'un subito languor, suonchiò la virtù magica per ispirare amor. Conosco l'effetto, ah sì, ah sì, per ispirare amor. O testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace, brillare mi piace scherzar, se mon infrare di radost tua segno, mein riso l'asegno fa presto a cangiar. O testa bizzarra, ma cuore eccellente, suonchiò come si bruciano i cori all'endo fuoco. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anche l'effetto di menzognera lagrima d'un subito languor. Conosco i mille modi dell'amorosi frodi, i vezzi e l'arti facili per adescare un cor. D'un breve sorrisetto conosco anch'io l'effetto, conosco d'un subito languor, suonchiò la virtù magica per ispirare amor. Conosco l'effetto, ah sì, ah sì, per ispirare amor. O testa bizzarra, son pronta vivace, brillare mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar, a testa vivace mi piace scherzar, a testa vivace mi piace scherzar, mi piace scherzar. Mi piace scherzar.
I'm a very lucky person in so many ways tonight. I met Grace when she was 7 and joined Shalway, and the bloom and the joy in this lovely person, really something to enjoy tonight. It is now time for us to proceed to the conferring of the degree honoris causa.
For the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, John Derek Donald Green.
As the Chief Justice of this Supreme Court of Academia, I present before you evidence to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that Derek Green is a worthy candidate for the highest honor this institution can bestow. Let us begin the process of discovery. Exhibit number 1. A native of St. John's, Derek Green is no stranger to receiving honors, each of which is a testimony to his commitment to hard work, a strong determination to contribute to his community, his province, and his country, and an innate belief in the legal profession and the law as instruments for the good of society. As a student at Prince of Wales Collegiate and at Memorial University, he was honored consistently for academic achievement and for involvement in extracurricular activities. Exhibit number 2. At Dalhousie Law School, Green was awarded the Sir James Dunn Scholarship in Law for both 1969 and 1970. He also received the G.O. Forsyth Essay Prize for the best essay on a legal topic and was involved in various student activities, including as a member of the law school curling team. Exhibit number 3. He did not complete his law studies at Dalhousie, but he had a very good reason for not doing so. He was named Newfoundland's Rhodes Scholar for 1970, which provided him with the opportunity to continue his studies at Oxford. There he attended Wadham College, receiving a first-class honors degree in jurisprudence and the Wadham College Prize in Law in 1972. He completed a Bachelor of Civil Law at Oxford in 1973 and a Master of Arts there in 1976. Exhibit number 4. Derek Green would have been welcomed with open arms into any law firm in Canada, but he chose to return to his home province instead. He articled with the St. John's law firm Marshall and White in 1973 and was called to the bar of Newfoundland the following year. He later became a partner in that firm, renamed Marshall, White, Ottenheimer, and Green. And he practiced law there until 1992, when life presented him with an opportunity he could not refuse. Exhibit number 5. In 1992, Derek Green was appointed as a Pucine Justice of the Supreme Court, Trial Division at Grand Bank. He was transferred to St. John's the following year. In 1996, he was elevated to the Court of Appeal, the highest court in this province, where he remained until 2000, when he was appointed Chief Justice of the Supreme Court Trial Division. After 9 years in that position, he was moved back to the Court of Appeal with the title Chief Justice of Newfoundland and Labrador. He served in that capacity until 2017, when he stepped down and elected supernumerary status, continuing to hear appeals until very recently. Exhibit number 6. By virtue of office as a Supreme Court Justice in Newfoundland and Labrador, Green became a member of the Canadian Judicial Council, traveling extensively on its behalf and serving in numerous roles within the council structure during his time on the bench. Exhibit number 7. Derek Green was also dedicated to serving his profession, first as a bencher and later president of the Law Society of Newfoundland, as a member and later chair of the Newfoundland Law Reform Commission, and as a member of the Interjurisdictional Practice Committee of the Federation of Law Societies of Canada. He was awarded the legal profession's highest honor in being appointed Queen's Counsel in 1987. Exhibit number 8. A man who believed strongly in making his community a better place for all who live in it. Green was very involved in public service. He served as Executive Secretary of the St. John's Transportation Commission, as a member of the Royal Commission on the St. John's Urban Region Study, and as a trustee of the Waterford Hospital Board of Trustees, just to name a few. Exhibit number 9. On June 26, 2006, Premier Danny Williams appointed Derek Green as chair of the Commission of Inquiry on Constituency Allowances and Related Matters concerning members of the House of Assembly of Newfoundland and Labrador. His report made comprehensive recommendations for reform of management, administrative and spending practices in the House of Assembly, including achieving accountability and transparency with respect to the spending of public money. All 80 recommendations of the Green Commission were accepted by government, and many were contained in the House of Assembly's Accountability, Integrity and Administration Act, which was passed by the legislature just 10 days after his report was received by government. Professor C.E.S. Franks, an impartial witness, Chancellor, writing in the journal Canadian Public Administration, observed that the adoption of the recommendations of the Green Commission in Newfoundland has set a new standard for managing legislatures in Canada. Green's former law partner, Charles White, writes, "No justice from our province has created such a large and enduring body of law, nor had the Supreme Court of Canada adopted so much of their reasoning." With that testimony, and hearing no objections, Chancellor, I rest my case and ask that you deliver your verdict and confer upon John Derek Donald Green the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
John Derek Donald Green is one of the province's most esteemed legal figures. Born in St. John's, Justice Green attended Memorial University, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce and received the Burke's Medal for Leadership in Student Affairs. As a Rhodes Scholar, he attended Wadham College, Oxford University, where he received an honors degree in jurisprudence, a Bachelor of Civil Law degree, and a Master of Arts degree. He was called to the Bar of Newfoundland and Labrador in 1974 and was made Queen's Counsel in 1987. John Derek Donald Green was appointed a Justice of the Supreme Court Trial Division in 1992 and to the Newfoundland and Labrador Court of Appeal in 1996. In 2000, he was appointed Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Newfoundland and Labrador Trial Division. During this time, he sat as a member of the Interdisciplinary Ethics Committee of Memorial University.
Dr. Green, may I please call on you to address convocation?
Chancellor, President, Chief Justice Fry, MHA Reid, members of the Board of Regents, members of the Senate and faculty, distinguished guests, and most important of all, the graduating class. "54 years ago, I walked across a stage like this to receive my undergraduate degree from this university. It was a proud moment for me, and I hope that you who are graduating today are equally as proud of your achievements. You deserve the recognition and conferral that conferral of a degree provides for all the hard work and dedication you have given to your studies leading up to this moment. So I say congratulations to each one of you. When I received my degree, I was looking forward to my next years with expectation, but also with some apprehension about what was to come. Little did I think, however, that over half a century later, I would be back in Convocation to receive the honor that I have been given today. I am very grateful to the Senate and the University for thinking of me in this way. I must say at the outset, however, that whatever degree of success I may have had in my career is not due to me alone. I grew up in a loving home, and I'm pleased to say that my mother is still with us at age 105. And incidentally, she is a graduate of Memorial University College, class of 1936. I'm sure that she, who is listening, I hope, to the live streaming of these proceedings from her apartment, will provide me with an appropriate critique of my remarks at a later date. Equally important, however, I have also been blessed with a wonderful wife, Susan, who has put up with me for over 50 years, and I also have 3 amazing children. Susan and my children have always helped and supported me. But even more than that, it must be recognized that achievement in the law, particularly in respect of my role as a Chief Justice for 17 years, could not be the result of a solo effort. The court is a complex institution that depends for its successful operation on the interaction of not only judges and lawyers, but most importantly, court administrative staff. Without their willingness to consider new ideas and work in a dedicated manner towards the improvement of court procedures and the methods of doing business, little would have been achieved. Court staff also have a habit of keeping you humble. A few years ago, I had come off the bench and was in my office changing out of my court clothes. I was half undressed when a court officer knocked on the door and entered my chambers to speak to me about an upcoming case. When she saw me, she apologized and quickly backed out of the room. When I finished dressing, I went to the door and said to the court officer, who was still just outside, "Ms. Smith, did you want to see me?" To which she unhesitatingly replied, "No, Chief Justice, I've seen enough of you already." Now, you know, of course, that Memorial University was created as a memorial to those Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who fought and gave their lives in defense of democracy and freedom in the First World War. The sacrifices made by those who fought, including my great-uncle, John Charles Snellgrove, who was killed at Beaumont Hamel, as well as another great uncle of mine, Gordon Green, who was fortunate to return home, were in defense of our way of life, which was and is governed by the rule of law. It's therefore fitting, I believe, that even though Memorial does not, as yet, have a faculty of law, it has from time to time recognized others for their contributions to the law. Now, I make no apology for stressing the importance of the rule of law in undergirding democracy and also in the role it plays in the lives of every citizen. Law is not the preserve of judges, lawyers, and government officials. Everyone has a stake in it. Legal problems and issues affect us all. A recent study on issues relating to access to justice has determined that 50% of people in Canada will experience a legal problem in any 3-year period. Many of you graduates will brush up against the law in one way or another before long. By that, I don't mean that you may be sitting in the dock facing criminal charges, I hope not, but you may well feel, for example, that you've been taken advantage of with respect to the terms of an employment or an insurance contract, or have to deal with a landlord about the terms of your lease, or suffer loss as a result of injury, or be sued by a client who alleges that the physical training regime you recommended was unsafe and negligently implemented. The possibilities are endless. So how you are treated in those circumstances may well mold your view of the legal system and may affect your confidence in the fairness of our society. We should all be concerned about those matters. Furthermore, the cost of obtaining legal advice and navigating the court system is increasing. Government-sponsored legal aid programs are limited in scope of coverage and are chronically underfunded. Consequently, the number of persons who seek to represent themselves in court because they can't afford a lawyer is growing. Often this results in poorer outcomes. This is why some years ago, we in the Court of Appeal became concerned about the increasing numbers of appellants who were trying to represent their cases themselves. Representing yourself at the appellate level is particularly difficult because the main issues usually relate to whether the judge at the trial below made legal, not factual errors. To make arguments in that environment effectively, you need to have knowledge about the legal principles that are applicable. And most people without legal training cannot do that without supreme effort and extensive research. Consequently, we instituted a free legal clinic staffed by experienced volunteer lawyers operating after hours where unrepresented litigants who were involved in the appeal process could be advised not only as to the procedure that they could follow, but also as to the strengths and weaknesses of their case and the sorts of arguments that they could make in court. But such measures are only band-aid solutions to a much bigger systemic problem. The real question is, at what point should people be left to their own devices and to dip into their own resources, assuming they have them, to try to protect their legal rights? And when should the state step in to try to level the playing field so that all persons can have an equal opportunity to receive fair treatment under the law? Can the current system, as it is presently structured, be effectively modified, or must we seek different and more radical solutions embedded in a new legal regime resulting from, say, root and branch reform, perhaps even drawing upon other legal systems as examples? These are important questions of public policy, and they should not be left to simply judges and lawyers. They are important enough, in my opinion, that all citizens should be concerned about them, whether they are politicians, nurses, engineers, offshore oil workers, carpenters, or newly graduated kinesiologists. The reason, I hope, is obvious. We are all affected by the way in which the law is developed and applied, And in many respects, how we deal with these issues defines the type of society we live in. Every year, the provincial legislatures and the Parliament of Canada enact new laws or amend existing ones or apply them in new ways. Often they affect important social and political rights and freedoms. Access to information, privacy of healthcare information, wage parity, emergency measures such as were implemented during COVID are only a few examples of matters that can have significant impacts on our lives. We have a stake in how these legal measures are developed and applied. Your views, as much as those of the politicians and the lawyers, should be heard on these matters. Let's not forget as well that there are assaults on democracy and the rule of law occurring throughout the world. The existence of a democratic society enables many of the rights and freedoms we hold dear to flourish. The conflict in Ukraine is an example of how the rules-based order based on principles of international law is under threat. I was privileged to work in Ukraine on 3 occasions as part of a Canadian-sponsored judicial reform project. Even before the present conflict started, it was obvious that there were many problems with their legal system that stemmed at least in part from the old Soviet era. These problems included a lack of confidence of the public in the fairness, independence, and integrity of the judiciary. How to develop or restore confidence in a judicial system once it's lost, or how to inculcate the importance of a fair and independent system when it never existed, is a really big challenge. I only mention this because my experience in Ukraine demonstrated to me that we must all be vigilant to uphold the fundamental values of our society, including the fairness of our judicial system. Democracy is very fragile, and once those values are lost or forgotten, they are very difficult to get back. Loss can occur, of course, with a violent overthrow of a system, but more insidiously, loss can also occur almost imperceptibly, with a cut here, a chipping away there, in circumstances where we do not at the time regard the specific loss as all that important. Eventually, however, we end up with a shell that has no strong structure, and the whole edifice crumbles. We cannot stand by and assume that others will fix the problem. They are too important. At this point, I'm compelled to interject that as great and influential as Memorial University is, I am disappointed in one thing, and that it does not as yet have a faculty of law. In my respectful view, we as a community suffer without a law school. Its existence would make a very valuable contribution to the development of legal and public policy in this province. It's commonly assumed, that the primary function of a law school is to produce lawyers for the practicing bar, and that its operation would be very costly. Neither of these assumptions is accurate. In fact, based on investigations conducted by a number of lawyers, judges, and academics in recent years, I believe that the operation of a law school could be essentially cost neutral. And even more importantly, the existence of a faculty of law will, I am sure, have a significant value in areas quite independent of producing practicing lawyers. In fact, this is where its true value lies. Its impact on the legal culture in the province and on public policy generally would be immense. My hope is that persons with vision will see the value that a faculty of law could add to the university and the community at large, and will support its creation in the near future. Now, so much for my personal rant. Back to one or two other matters. You may ask, why have I dealt on a day of celebration like this on these somewhat depressing matters of deficiencies in our own legal system? Well, My message to you is this: the law is important to all of us and should be debated by all thinking citizens. The university is, after all, in the last analysis, a crucible of ideas. I suggest to you that you should continue to engage in discussion and debate on all sorts of public issues once you leave the university. Society needs well-informed, engaged participants, no matter what their specific academic discipline. How is this to be achieved? Well, first and foremost, of course, it comes from awareness of what is happening around you and the formulation and testing of opinions and ideas in discussion with others. How you specifically engage with these issues, I see we have perhaps a budding lawyer in our midst. Dr. Timmons, maybe by the time he's old enough to go to university, there will be a law school at Memorial. So, as I was saying, awareness of what is happening around you and the formulation and testing of opinions in discussion with others is very important. How you specifically engage with these public issues is, of course, up to you. It does not mean that everyone has to become a politician or a lawyer or a public activist or a political activist. Get involved where you think you can make a contribution. The thoughtful discussion of ideas and putting opinions into practice in daily life in themselves have value. Your specific interests can be reflected in all you do, specifically by giving back to your community in a way that is appropriate to your own interests and talents. Engagement is the key. Let me close with a reference to a great English judge, Lord Mansfield, who sat as Chief Justice of the Court of King's Bench in England at the end of the 18th century. Lord Mansfield was known as a great legal reformer. In two controversial cases, he used a Latin phrase in justification for his decisions. One case involved the freeing of a slave at a time when slavery was still widely practiced. The other case was one of criminal libel brought against the controversial political reformer John Wilkes. Mansfield had been vilified in the press for the rulings he had given in previous proceedings involving Wilkes. The phrase he uttered in his judgments was, "Fiat justitia, ruat caelum." Let justice be done, though the heavens may fall. Mansfield's words have been cited many times since in justification for independent judges doing what is right, regardless of the consequences to them. He was not advocating intolerance or inflexibility of opinion. Mansfield allowed himself to be persuaded to different points of view while deciding a case. However, once he thought the matter through and determined what was the right thing to do, he would not let himself be deflected from the right course by public pressure or by a desire to do the popular thing. I mention this to you because I believe that Mansfield's approach has a lot to tell all of us, whether within the law or in other fields. As university graduates, you are the future's thinkers. So engage in discussion and debate about matters of public importance. Try to formulate well thought out opinions and then stand up and speak for what you believe. Always stick to your fundamental values and principles. Sometimes you may have to do what is not popular, and that may expose you to a lot of criticism. So be it. Or, as Lord Mansfield put it, though the heavens may fall. Do not let important public issues be decided by default, And do not be influenced by the current flavor of the month that may not have been well thought out. Each of you has been equipped by this wonderful university to make a contribution to this world of ours. You are our future leaders. Do not let us down. Make it a better world out there. I wish you all well in your future lives. Make your alma mater proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Green, very much for your address to Convocation. Really thoughtful and instructive. And even though worrisome in some regards, still encouraging. We're delighted that you think a law school is a good idea for Memorial University, and I'm glad you mentioned that. But what really struck me, a lay person in terms of the law, is an awareness of the role and capacity and duty of the ordinary citizen to be involved in the creation of what is needed to improve matters, and to be always aware of that going through life. And I haven't really been aware of that, and I've been here a long time. And it just, we all know we should be aware and involved, but it was much more concrete the way that you put that to us today. I'll be thinking about that. So thank you very much, and congratulations. Well, folks, I hope you've had a good time. It's been wonderful to get to know you and meet you, and it makes us dream of all the things that you will be doing, because in this class, there are so many avenues where you may be involved. And again, Memorial is a community. You have helped to build that community, and you are now Memorial alumni. And that means you belong to us. And I hope you have felt, while you've been in this community, that you have felt you belonged, because all around you, you had the encouragement to feel you belonged, and I'm willing to wager a lot of you reached out to others to make them feel like they belong. And the making of community begins in family life and follows all the way through, and it is our responsibility to build it, nurture it, and just always have it in mind. I've spent a lot of time, I'm a musician, conductor, et cetera, on this stage and in this room. And I've always felt, even though there's lots of angles, that there is a sense of circular feeling in this room. And when we look out to you, who are going forward, for yourselves, but for us too, I don't need to think at all about your path to success in your chosen professions. I know that will happen. I believe it will happen. But I do want to say, build community, relationships. The individual is really important, and you have that responsibility. But the individual also has responsibility to weave community. for a better world. At the beginning, I said we were so proud of you, and you are our pride and joy, no question. We thank you for choosing this university. You had lots of other places you could go, and you have helped to build it, and I hope that you stay involved as time goes on. We would love that. So this brings to a close this evening the convocation ceremonies, and I hope that your families have had a chance to really, what shall I say, almost wallow in their pride of you tonight. You know, when Dr. Timmons asked you to stand up and turn around and thank, I can see right back. You wouldn't believe the numbers of parents who are going. And you're all adults, doesn't make any difference. What made the difference is when they put these folks in your arms for the first time, and you nurtured them and gave them values, etc., that brought them to this point. And they know that. And you know that. So, congratulations again. I'm going to call on everybody in the room who isn't wearing a hat, although there's hats up here. Not very many, most of them are taken off. If you would stand, all of you out there, and give a huge cheer of congratulations to this class. We close our convocation always with the singing of the Ode to Newfoundland, and it's on the inside front cover of your program book. You will see there are 4 verses printed. We will be singing verse 1 and verse last. But I do encourage you to read verses 2 and 3. It's a most beautiful anthem, and it's one of the very few anthems in the world that makes no reference to defense or battle or war or power. It's about the place and celebrating the place. So when we finish singing, I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind staying in place until the procession has finished leaving the stage. So please join us in singing our Ode to Newfoundland.
federally funded research collaboration between the Faculty of Medicine and Eastern Health will examine immune responses to the COVID-19 vaccine in cancer patients. Researchers received almost $400,000 from the Canadian Institutes of Health Research for the work. Memorial University has not one, but two Loran Scholars this year. Mallory Osmond and Madison Malloy were selected from 72 finalists and more than 6,000 applicants. The scholarship is valued at $100,000 over 4 years.
you.